Hello, beautifuls. My name is Benji, and I am here to do you a source aligned tarot reading, the true line of source. And today's energy has already come through for me in a little snippet. There is a false feminine, like holding structure, which could include provisions. It's just like a nurturing structure that's supposed to be nurturing. Um, is basically being exposed as strategically distorted, and there are slow moving consequences that are now catching up to it. And as a result, it's going to be containment in a field that should have been nurturing but is no longer functioning truthfully. So essentially, this is what I've got. Something that's just come through randomly. It always comes through at the most randomest times. Like it's like I was going to be I was having an early night, getting my car fixed, and I was going to bed and I was gonna have an early night, get up early tomorrow, ready to go get my car. But this came through and I just thought that I would come on here and do a reading. So if it resonates with you, then definitely hit the like button. Leave a comment down below what you think. And subscribe to the channel if you feel like it, hit the bell notification, all that great stuff. And if you feel like this is something that is about you, then I'm sorry, but this is just what's coming through. It does give a sense of a structure. So this is like a larger group structure. It's interesting that the devil here is on the bottom. So and then the five of wands underneath of it. It's very interesting. This is very covert. It's not shown on the surface as of yet, but it is a very slow moving consequence that's coming in through judgment. So let's get some cards and just see what comes out. So our first card is the Eight of Wands, and then we have the High Priestess in reversed. So this is a lot of fast movement. You know, this is like the wings of acceleration. Things have been sped up, accelerated. Lots of messages flying in, and it's also being uncovered. So this thing that's hidden is basically no longer becoming hidden. The High Priestess in reversed. So it's interesting. It's kind of what's coming through those cards. We have the Fool in reversed and the Ten of Pentacles. So this has got to do with a provision line of the feminine side, old world structure. The Ten of Pentacles is kind of giving that sense of provision for me and old world structure. And then the Fool in reverse is really giving the sense of like unable, like not being able to take like a so blurry. Hello. Okay. The Fool, yeah, in reverse is not being able to like take a step, being stuck, stagnant. So it gives a sense of like trying a lot of things also from this card here. Trying a lot of things, trying a lot of messages. So a lot of pushing a lot of narratives and nothing is sticking. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. And that's the thing that's kind of coming through that has been hidden. These messages or yeah, these messages are not sticking like they used to. And it's within this old structure and it's for provision. So they use this messaging that they push forward, and it's lots of messaging. You know, like this is like lots of um, channels, and they try to push that out. I feel like at some point this was working. This doesn't seem like it's working as much anymore. The provision line, essentially, from what I'm getting from this, is being cut off um, because clearly I was getting like that. It's because they're not in truth anymore. So we do have the home line being cut off as well. So this could relate to the home line. So this could mean that there'll be issues, could be issues coming in for this group um, for their housing, for their home. This also could mean that they just don't feel at home anymore where they are. So this could be feeling like they're being cut off from something that they just have no control over anymore. I'm getting a very spiritual kind of level to this as well. Like True Source has ultimately drawn a line down between two things, and that's the split essentially. A lot of people know about the split. I was talking about the split like 8 months ago or something. I posted it on my channel like ages ago, and I talked about it. And there's essentially a split at this point, and it's like between what's true and what's distorted. And what I'm getting is that this feminine holding structure is on the distorted side, and they've been cut off from the true line, which is the truth. Um, there's always a choice, to tell the truth, to be in truth, to live truth, to speak truth, to think truth, to be truth. There's always a choice, right? So this is like being cut off from, you know, the provision and the Ten of Pentacles here. So it's kind of what I get from this. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. So this is giving a sense of like being there's a lot of cutting going on. There's a lot of being removed. So it feels like some people in this distortion kind of area are going to be cut off from home, family, or even old friends or people that they once knew. They're just not going to feel right anymore, these connections. The home isn't going to feel the same anymore. It's going to feel distorted. They're going to feel pushed out. It's quite heavy, I know, but I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, but that's kind of what I'm getting. This could cause, at worst, homelessness, a lack energy. Like this is giving lack energy, like going from being very much like in the Ten of Pentacles into this kind of like lack energy where everything kind of falls away and there's like nothing left. Whoa. We have the Nine of Cups. So this energy of like this seems to be is like what they project. I'm getting like a projection energy. They project like all of these things that they have. So I'd say that a lot of the people that are going to be experiencing this very slow progression of being cut off from what they once thought that they would always have through distortion and not standing in truth, they project themselves as having everything. They probably have the house. They probably have the car. They probably have the family. They probably have, like the money. They probably have all of it, right? The Nine of Cups. They're very content, but also very smug. Um, the energy I'm getting from this reading is very interesting. Then we have the Three of Cups in reversed. Not very happy about what's going to happen. The Three of Cups in reverse is this field itself, this feminine holding structure, that's what we're going to call it, that's strategically distorted. The slow moving consequences is something that they don't believe is going to happen. They believe that they can use some form of magic or manifestation or devotion to some deity or something to stop this. But they have this like underneath, kind of like underneath, they know. They have this feeling. They're not celebratory about this. They will appear to be in a good place, but they're not celebrating about what's coming and what is currently happening. So it's very like fast. The movement's really fast. But it's also a very like it's like fast movement, but it's taking like a longer period of time. So it like does that make sense? So like a lot of fast movement to click things into place. So yeah, it's like a like how you have a graph and it like goes like this and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like that. This is like a very slow but really quick kind of descent, but then all of a sudden it's like that. That's kind of what I'm getting picturing in my head. But there's no celebration going on underneath. So they wouldn't be showing this. They'll be showing the opposite, the Nine of Cups. And we have the Hierophant. So yeah, this is definitely based around the old structure. So old doctrine, like uh the system. The Hierophant, right? So this could mean a lot of things, but in this reading, for this reading, it's really the old world structure. So I'm not going to explain old world structure, but that's basically just old world concepts. So new age is still old world concepts. The new world is something that hasn't quite been built yet. It is being built. The structural foundation has been laid in the spiritual, but in the physical, it hasn't been built yet. So anyone that's saying that they're in the new world already, that is ultimately a distortion, and they aren't actually there. They're just saying they are, and they're distorted in their framing. So that's still old world structure. So there's a lot of old world structure that I'm getting from this. It's specifically the feminine old world structure. A lot of stuff is actually built on the feminine structure, like care and provision through feminine holding. So when there is a lot of masculine energy in the front, behind these structures, there's actually a lot of feminine things holding those structures up, and they use a lot of feminine energy to um, create policies and rules. So this could be also to do with like government systems. Say if you have like a socialist kind of energy in your system where you have people being looked after, meant to be looked after, like where there's homeless or this or that, like the list goes on. And that's essentially built on, well, it's supposedly built on feminine constructs, but it's distorted feminine constructs. And there's actually no care in those systems as much as they try to make you believe by appearing to be caring. Nothing ever changes, nothing ever gets better. So, anyway, old world constructs that revolve around provision and feminine holding. I'm also getting that this has got a lot to do with just like distortion and untruth. So, it's feminine energy that is distorted. So it could be other things besides from the government. It could be literal tarot readers. It could be, witches, psychics. It could be politicians. It could be people working in like an office that is meant to help support workers, carers, advocates. It's like there's a lot of lists of things, but like I'm not going to list all of them, but you know what I mean, right? Old world structure, the Hierophant. So it's the old system that was built um, on that energy. So a lot of those systems will be fronted by men, obviously, but the actual systems and structures were built on uh, distorted feminine care. So I'm not saying all women are distorted. I'm just saying like these structures were built on that. And a lot of spirituality was also built on this distorted feminine energy. All right. Queen of Swords. I'm just going to take that as a confirmation from source that what I'm saying is the truth and I'm being the Queen of Swords about it. This is a really interesting card for me because I feel like this is a direct message for me. And it also can clarify to you that I'm just being a Queen of Swords right now. We do have that energy there, but I also get the energy that this other side, right, that I'm talking about, they're not going to be very happy. They're not going to be very happy about what I'm saying because this is meant to be hidden. This is meant to be hidden knowledge, but I get this knowledge because I have a direct connection with True Source on the True Line. And that is it for our reading. The world is coming out right here. All right, so this is like a completion node for the reading. I don't actually need to say anything else about this. What is meant to be said is being said. And if you enjoyed this reading, then you know what to do. If you find any of this useful and you want to reciprocate in energy in any way, then you can. There's members on my channel, and you could just send a super thanks, or you could leave a comment, subscribe, come back to another video, those kind of things. I believe in reciprocity and equal giving and taking when it comes to energy. Energy is currency. All right. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in another one very, very soon. Interesting reading, by the way. Bye bye.